Oh, what a goal! Nick Williams, he's done it! He's done it! The Michigan goal in the first period for Nick Williams. Run, Pelkey scores! Pelkey! It's it!
Welcome back to the podcast. My name's always Derik Clark, aka Mini Doc, and welcome one and all, to me probably ranting the fuck for the next 10 minutes. This Sunday has been a little bit of a mixed one, and I'm obviously recording this after the Texans blew a 23-7 lead. More on that in a minute. Let's start in the NASCAR world. Joey Logano has become now a 3-time Cup Series champion. It's his first championship in 3 years, but he's 34 years old. Apparently age matters now in NASCAR is the way they were determining it now. I doubt that. But to be completely blunt with you, I think he did good. I think he had a good car. I just don't think he deserved to win the championship. I really think NASCAR should go back to what F1 and what they originally were, just like F1, Super Motocross, IndyCar, or freaking any racing series basically, where there's no playoff format. It's literally just based on points. I think they need to get back to that because this afternoon, watching the race, I literally saw with my own eyes, like, teammates just letting people by. I get it that they're the top 4. I get it, blah, blah, blah. I get the whole gist of why they're letting them by, because they want the top people who are racing for the championship, the 4 drivers, to race for the win. But when you look at it, it's like, this isn't fun. This isn't fun. NASCAR just had one of the greatest regular seasons ever, and it gets capped off with Joey Logano winning it because, meh. Out of the 4 drivers in the championship, Tyler Reddick deserved it. He was the reigning regular season champion. He won the regular season. He just won the regular season. He deserves to win the postseason. He deserved to win it. He had the better car. He wanted to get there. He's a good driver. He's a great driver. He's been a great driver in the whole playoffs. In the one race that he isn't great, he loses the championship. Sorry, I'm gotta move some stuff. But you get the point. This is a disgrace, I think, and that's weird because I'm somebody who actually really was for having the playoff format in the beginning process of this racing world, of having one. But now I don't think we deserve to see NASCAR playoffs anymore. Imagine if F1 had playoffs. Imagine if IndyCar had the playoff format. Imagine if Supercross had a playoff format. Now, technically, Supercross does have a playoff format, but theirs actually works with the Super Motocross Championship. That is the playoffs for the world champion. That is their form of the playoffs. It's 3 rounds, but theirs is completely different because their sport has a shit ton of riders. The gate drops at most with 40, 50 guys looking to do it, and then you get a total different aspect of racing when you have about the same number of guys, but only so many are competitive. And when it comes to Supercross, it's a completely different aspect because Supercross, how do I word it? It's a different sport because Supercross is able to have anything crazy happen. It's a shorter track and shorter distance riding, technically. Excuse me. But you look at NASCAR and you look at IndyCar and you look at F1, there's a reason why F1 and IndyCar don't do the playoffs. And that reason is because it just doesn't matter. And I get the gist of why NASCAR has the playoffs because it does seem cool and it is fun to watch the playoffs. But what sucks is this type of stuff happens, and it's shitty, and I think NASCAR needs to get rid of it, and they should just do points. It's as simple as that. It's really as simple as that. And I know why they have these playoffs, and I know why, because you're running Phoenix, which shouldn't be a playoff race, let alone the championship. I think, and it shouldn't be Miami either, if you want to have a good championship race, you should race Daytona. Daytona should be your first and last race because Daytona is the most number one literal racetrack in NASCAR. Everybody knows Daytona. Not everybody knows, Phoenix Raceway or Miami Homestead or even Bristol. Most people that don't really watch NASCAR only know Daytona. So why wouldn't you have the championship at Daytona? You start at Daytona, end at Daytona. It would just make so much sense, but they don't see that eye to eye. And it's just sad. But congrats to Joey Logano. I'm not saying he didn't deserve it. Shout out to Joey Logano. Great race, great win. 3-time champion. Only 10 people have done it. Good job to you, buddy. Okay, let's go to the Ducks game before I go to the Texans game and I ramble for too long. Okay, the Ducks, we win 4-2. We beat the Columbus Blue Jackets. Yee, woo, woo. Okay, that's the Ducks game. Texans, what the fuck did we just do? What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just happened? What the fuck just fucking happened? We just blew a 23-7 lead. Like, what the fuck just happened? What? You know what just happened, folks? Let me explain something. Nico Collins got off of IR. Practice on Friday. But didn't play. And I understand the call. I do. I understand the call. You don't want him to replay the injury because the game is so close. I understand. I'm perfectly fine with that. Hutchinson stepped up. Mechie stepped up. Nico Collins isn't in. So Tank Dell is kind of like the number one guy. Tank Dell stepped up. In the first half, they all stepped up. It was a great game. We had interception after interception. There was 5 interceptions in the whole game. Our defense was doing great. Everything. And then the second half, it just went downhill. No one was connecting. And this is what happens when your defense carries you, because our defense, fun fact, our defense is carrying us every game because, well, to be blunt with everyone here, they're carrying us because you don't have Nico. You don't have Nico Collins. Your O-line sucked. Our O-line stepped up in the first half. The second half, it kind of crumbled, but it wasn't too bad. I think the number one issue that needs to be solved here for the Texans is we need Nico Collins back, and he'll be back next week. But a Week 10 game where now you're 6-4, we need to win that game. And you might say, oh, Derek, the field goal by Fairbairn. The field goal by Fairbairn was fucked because of our long snapper, and I hate to say that because Weeks is the longest running Texan. He's in his 15th year. But it was Weeks who fucked up the snap. It was too high, and so the ball was planted just a little bit too late for the kicking leg. And I saw a comment that was saying that, oh, Fairbairn needs to do better now. It's like, dude, Fairbairn we shouldn't be winning by field goals. We shouldn't be winning by field goals. This team has a serious problem. And the fact is if you look at our offense, we didn't have Nico Collins out there, like I just said. But we had Tank Dell. We had John Mechie. We had Hutchinson. Now, Hutchinson is a unique player because he's on a practice squad, but he gets called up from time to time, and he's a great wide receiver. We had Schultz out there. We had Stover out there. Okay? We were missing Will Anderson Jr. on the defense. Okay? But at the end of the day, we still had these starters still on the offense. The issue is fucking Bobby Slowick. We need to fire his ass. Joe Mixon. I didn't mean to call him John earlier. I meant Joe. Joe Mixon in the backfield. 1st and 10. Run the ball. Gets 2 yards. 2nd and 8. What's the next fucking idea? Run the same exact fucking play multiple fucking times throughout the whole game? Look, he had great runs. I'm not saying Joe Mixon didn't play great. Mixon played lovely. But it was mostly him. Ogunbowale didn't fucking get... I think he got 3 runs. Ogunbowale should have been running the fucking football If you're gonna run the ball down their fucking throats, you change the damn running back. And you didn't do that. And then you proceed to run the ball on 2nd and 9. Who runs the fucking ball, gains a yard, and then runs the same exact fucking play, except instead of it being a jet sweep to the right, it's a jet sweep to the fucking left, and you get 1 fucking yard. The name is Bobby fucking Slowick, and believe it or not, folks, this goddamn dumb nut, believe it or not, at one point was at a battle for a fucking coaching job. You know what? I wish he got the fucking coaching job. Because I don't know what the fuck is going on with Bobby Slowick, but he needs to get his head out of his ass. I think he's going to get fired, and I hope he does get fired. This is fucking bullshit. You have Joe Mixon and a Gumbawale, 2 amazing running backs. I get a Gumbawale is a fullback, technically, but he runs the ball a lot. We didn't play him at all in that game. Barely any time on the field. And because of that, Joe Mixon is tired. And then you start playing these great plays. There was plays out there in the second half that I'm like, oh, here we go. We're cooking. And then it gets stalled because you're trying to play plays that you just played or you played 2-3 drives ago. And the Lions already know the fucking play. Like, we need to get rid of Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick needs to be fired. Nico needs to get healthy. I hope Will Anderson gets healthy. Our season's not over. I'm sounding like I'm overreacting, and I am to some degree. We're 6-4. We should be 7-3. Hell, we should be 8-2. We shouldn't have lost to the Jets. We shouldn't have lost to the fucking Lions. And my, oh my, if we lose our next fucking game, I will be so fucking pissed. I will be beyond fucking pissed. This is bullshit. Bullshit. The Lions beat us fair and square. They outbeat us in the second half, and they won the fucking football game. But it fucking sucks as a fan to watch a team that is so fucking good. You know, in 4 fucking weeks, we play the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. We're fucked. We're genuinely fucking fucked. We, right now, should be 7-3. But instead, we're 6-4. We're still number 1 in the AFC South. We're going to win the AFC South, for God's sakes. Who the fuck's our challenger? The Indianapolis Colts? We beat them twice already. We're going to win the AFC South. We're going to make the fucking stupid-ass wildcard game. And guess what? We're going to lose. Again. Because that's what we are. We're a team that makes the wildcard and loses. Or we win the wildcard and then lose the divisional. We need to get healthy. We need to get our head up out of our ass. Because, my God, does this season need to turn around in the next 7 fucking football games. Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love.